name is Brenda and I'm a movement therapist, and in this routine we are going to focus on releasing the front and the back line of the body with the use of a high density foam peanut. If you don't have a high density foam peanut, then you can put 2 tennis balls inside a sock and securely fasten them. At the end of the routine, we're going to do a few activations with a TheraBand. If you don't have a TheraBand, a resistance band will do, and if you just make a loop and tie a knot in it. If you don't have either one of those, then you create your own resistance. So we're going to be working with the front and the back line of the body, and we know that they are partners in motion. And we're also going to focus quite a bit into the hips, so just getting a few rotational moves into the hips and loosening up into those hips. Again, a lot of focus on breathing, as we usually do, to help activate those deep core muscles, which will help us with everything that we focus on. The breathing is a big part. Let's come up into standing. You're going to take the feet apart. Let's take a nice deep breath in and reach up and breathe out. Let's link the hands behind the body, squeeze the shoulder blades together and look over your shoulders from side to side. Just getting a nice rotation in the neck, just loosening up the neck. Let's just shake the arms out. Now I want you to find your clavicle and massage with the index and the middle finger up the inside of that bone, along the inside of the bone. So here we're releasing the pectoral muscles. You can get the other fingers involved and massage over the front of the chest. Let's move up the inside of the bone, and just along there you should, if you feel any tension, I want you to focus on that spot and go into little circular motions. Now when we're working with this release, try and open up that shoulder as much as you can. So if you're dropping the shoulder and rounding it, that's going to cause a lot of tension here. So focus on really opening up and lengthening into it, and then the release will be more efficient. Massage along those pectoral muscles. While you're doing this, don't forget to focus breathing through the nose. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So open up, you can rotate that thumb and just really open up into the chest and massage along the pectoral muscles just under that clavicle. Let's find that tension and just in little circular motions, release any tension there. Focus on your breathing to help you ease into that movement or release. Keep moving along there and really focusing on the breathing. Let's now take either the 2 tennis balls or your myofascial high density foam peanut, and you're going to bring the foot onto the peanut, but I want you to focus on the lateral line of the foot first, and then the one side of the peanut is into the arch of the foot. So roll along there. Good. Now keep the peanut into the arch of the foot and just rock the heel and the toes back and forth. So you're applying a nice deep pressure into the arch of the foot and rocking forward and back. Let's do the same thing with the big toe onto the center of the peanut or into the center between those 2 tennis balls, and roll along that deep core line right to the heel. Good. Bring the ball of the foot, so lift the toes up and bring the heel onto the mat. Ball of the foot is on the peanut, heel on the mat. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, reach those arms up, and now roll down through the spine. Keep the toes lifted so you're getting a nice stretch up the back line of the body and just bounce there. Take a nice deep breath in and slowly uncurl. Good, let's change feet and start off with the lateral line of the peanut, or lateral line of the foot into the center of the peanut. And just a nice slow release from the little toe to the heel. Good. Let's rest the arch of the foot on the one side of the peanut and rock the toes forward and the heel back. Keep going. Another 2 and another 1. Let's change and bring the big toe into the center of the peanut and roll along the inside. Try and keep the peanut underneath you so you can apply a deeper pressure. Don't let the peanut move too far away from you, and roll along the inside line of that foot. Another 1. Good. Let's bring the ball of the foot onto the peanut. Feet are side by side, so don't have one foot forward or back. Keep them parallel and side by side. Take a nice deep breath in. And again, roll down through the spine and just bounce there. Take a nice deep breath in and slowly uncurl. Just put the peanut to the side. Take a nice wide stance, so straddle the mat with your feet. Bring one foot into a lunge in front and that back foot into a lunge at the back. Lifting the back heel and you pushing into the ball of the foot. Just start off with a nice bounce. Make sure the knee is over the ankle or the toes are or the ankle is slightly ahead. Don't overextend that front knee. Now what we're going to release is the psoas stocking that sits in this area around the lower back. If you can work directly onto the skin, it's going to be more effective. So find your hip bone, and on the inside of your hip bone, I want you to slide your fingers from your hip bone. So anchor the skin, and you're going to use your other hand to massage from the hip bone up to the rib cage. So this is releasing that psoas stocking which sits deep within the core. You're going to bounce as you slide the fingers up to the rib cage. Another thing this is doing is releasing that diaphragm which sits right inside the hip bone. This will help you with your breathing. 2 more. And the last one. Take that arm, same arm as that back leg, and I want you to reach over to that lateral stretch. You should feel that stretch up the front of that thigh, increasing. Keep going. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. So really reach that hand down to the mat and challenge your balance by squeezing the glutes to help you stay there. Good. Release it. Now what we're going to do from the side, I want you to bring that back foot slightly closer, so you're bringing both heels down in a straddle position, almost in a squat position. And I want you to push back into your squat and lift. Push back and fire your glutes to squeeze and lift. Now we're going to take one arm, so almost you're sticking the bum out and you're taking the opposite arm. So I want you to rotate and I want you to lift that back foot up. Bring the toe to the knee. Then sit back into your squat position. Swing the arms down. Rotate to the opposite side. And I'm going to bring the front foot up to the toe, tap the toe to the knee. Drop down and lift. Squat down and rotate and lift. Drop down and lift. Squat and lift. So challenge your balance, keep the glutes engaged and lift. Drop down and lift. Drop down and lift. Keep going. Let's do another 4 and lift. 3. Breathe into that lift. Breathe out as you squat down. Let's do another 2. Bring the back foot up, front foot up. Last 1. And drop down. Good. Come back into that squat position, and I just want you to extend the arms forward at shoulder height and sit back into it. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Lean the arms down. Lift the back foot, and I just want you to challenge your balance. Your ankle will have to kick into action, and just challenge your balance there. Step that foot and just bounce down. Take a nice deep breath in and uncurl. Good. Let's do the same thing over to the other side. So I want you to straddle the mat, come into a lunge position, keeping the toes facing forward. Make sure you're not turning out or in. Ball of the foot on the mat, so don't let the heel drop down. Bend well into the knee. So already here, to help you stay in this lunge position, you need to activate the glutes, and I want you to tuck under slightly so you're feeling the stretch already into the front of that back leg. Let's take the hands directly onto the skin, and from the hip bone, so anchor with one hand, and you're going to massage with the other fingers up towards the rib cage, releasing that psoas stocking, and bounce into that stretch. You should feel a nice release up the front of that leg. Keep going. 4 more. And 3. Breathing into it. 2. Through the nose. And the last 1. Good. From there, just release that area. Extend the arm and reach the other arm down towards the mat. And let's continue to bounce and stretch into that hip and that psoas. Reach, reach. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's come into that stance with the heels down and just bounce into that squat position. So call it a straddle squat and bounce. Let's now take the arm into a rotation. We're going to lift the back foot and drop down. Rotate the arms, lift the front foot. Again, you're challenging your balance in that lift and drop down. Breathe into your lift. Breathe out. Into your lift. Breathe out. And into your lift. Drop and lift. So try keep those heels down. Think of that stretch into the back heel, coming up the Achilles tendon into the calf. Let's do another 3 and drop. And this is 2. And the last 1. Drop down. Come back onto that front foot. Reach the arms down to the mat. Lift that back leg and just here I want you to challenge your balance by using your head more. So rest the fingertips on the mat if you need to. Drop the head. When you've got your balance, release the fingers and challenge that balance on your supporting foot. Good. Bring the back foot down and let's step into a down dog position. So you're bouncing the chest up and down. So that should be a nice stretch up the back line of the body again. Pushing the hips back and bouncing into that stretch. From here, we're going to bring the feet slightly closer together. And I want you to lift one knee up. And I want you to open up into a nice rotation there. So keep this supporting heel down. Bring the hands closer if you need to. And you're going to just open and rotate the knee out and in. Again, if you do not have a big range of movement, if that's as far as you can go, then this will help get that synovial fluid running through the joint. So just move slowly in and out of that movement. As you open up, breathe in. As you release, breathe out. So the more we breathe, the more we can help stretch that psoas muscle. 2 more. And the last one. Bring the foot down, step the feet apart again into your down dog. And again, let's just bounce into that backline stretch. Change legs. Bring the feet slightly closer together and lift the other knee. Just open up and rotate, breathing in and breathe out. Nice deep breath in through the nose and breathe out. Good. Again, breathing in and breathe out. Keep going. 3 and breathe out. And 2 and breathe out. Not only getting a nice mobilization into the hip, you're getting a nice extension and stretch down that lateral side. Let's finish here. Come down onto the knees and just arch and tuck a few times. Okay, let's go back to the peanut. Bring the peanut onto the ankle, and you're going to come into a short plank position. If anyone's taking strain in the wrists, come down onto the elbows. Otherwise, coming up into the short plank. So you're resting the foot on the peanut and lifting the knees off the mat. And I want you just to roll over the front of that foot. So here, short plank position, rolling over the front of the foot, challenging the balance a little bit, activating those core muscles. Two more. And the last one. Good. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So release the peanut. Bring it under the front of the other foot. Bring that foot you've just worked in a curled under position and lift up into plank and roll just from the ankle to the toes. Another 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to come back to the first side. And you're going to bring the ankle in front of the shin. So position, if you've got the tennis ball, the 2 tennis balls on either side of the shin. This is a great one for releasing if anyone suffers with shin splints. But it is quite sensitive. Remember, we're working with that myofascial tissue, 10 times more neural pathways in that tissue. Let's come back into our plank position, and we're rolling along the front of the shin. Adjust it if you need to, and roll. Come down onto the elbows again if you need to. Focus on your breathing, and just keep that movement in the head and the neck. Just keep releasing it if you need to. From the ankle all the way to the knee. Engaging those core muscles to help you stay in that lift. Come down onto the knee if you need to. Challenge yourself if you can. Another 2. And another 1. Good. Let's keep going over to the other side. So bring the peanut under the shin. Whoops. On the way, peanut. Coming up into your plank position. And let's roll along the front of the shin. In this position, you'll feel those quads, so the front of the thigh is engaging quite a bit. We're going to release those quads now with the peanut. Again, it is quite a sensitive area. Keep your plank position, but drop down onto the supporting knee if you need to. Keep going. 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming onto the knees again. Bring your peanut onto the front of your thigh. So we're going to lie down onto the abs. If it is very sensitive and you do have a foam roller, you can use a foam roller. But this will get nice, give a nice release to that fascial tissue surrounding the muscles. So coming, again, you've got 2 options, either coming into your plank position or lying flat on your abs. We're going to bend and extend the knee. So I want you to position the peanut so you're on a trigger point and focus on a nice slow release. Remember to breathe. Now we're going to reposition the peanut higher up the thigh. You can roll a little bit forward and back. Come into your plank position if you want to. And bend and extend that knee. Try relax the hands so you're not taking any tension in the neck. And make sure you're squeezing the glutes to support the lower back. 2 more. And the last one. Again, let's move it up the thigh, roll forward and back, just releasing those quads, and bend and extend to increase that stretch. Two more, and the last one. Let's roll the peanut or move the peanut slightly higher up. And bend and extend again. Relax the foot. Don't tense that foot up. Just try relax the foot and just ease into that stretch. Remember to breathe into the movement. Let's position it again so you should be just under the hip flexor now. And again, you can roll forward and back and then go into that bend and extend. Glutes should be activated. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Staying on the same side now, I want you to position your peanut or your tennis balls on either side of the hip bone. So whether your position is at a diagonal or it can be here. So look for the trigger point around this area, around that hip flexor area. So we're going to lie on the ball or the tennis ball or the peanut, and you're going to just play around with that position. You should almost feel a trigger point and that release down the front of the leg. So play around with the tool. Come into a lifted position with that foot, bend the knee, and bounce up and down. I'm feeling that release running down the front of the leg and moving up into the diaphragm. So you're just bouncing there. Let's extend the leg, keep the toes curled under, and just rock from side to side. So just a little release into that area. Good. Let's come up onto the knees and hands and go over to the other side. So we're going to start off just above the knee on those quads, either lying flat onto the mat. If you want to, in this position, If it is quite sensitive, then perhaps you want to relax and focus on your breathing. Second option is to come into that plank position, curl those extended toes under. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes to support the lower back, and bend and extend the knee. Let's either roll the peanut up the thigh, or you can just move it. Again, bend and extend that knee. Again, let's move it up the thigh. Roll a little bit if you want to. It's a nice release for those quads. And bend and extend when you're ready. Relaxing those hands so you're not tensing into the shoulders. When you're ready, move it again. You may have a trigger point that we've found. You want to work a little bit more into that, so hang around that area. It will release the front of the thigh and that front line of the body. Move it again. You should be almost at the hip flexor by now. Roll up and down. And when you're ready, bend and extend. Keep squeezing the glutes and breathing. And just underneath on those hip flexors, just move back a little bit if you need to. Roll forward and back. Curl the toes under and maneuver through the feet. And bend and extend. Okay, ready to position that peanut at an angle. So either side of the peanut on either side of the hip bone. Into your plank position and just massage or move from side to side. Play around with the position of the peanut until you find that trigger point. And let's all lower down onto our front. Rest your forehead on your hands. Bend the knee and bounce into that lift. Don't forget to breathe. And release. From there, we're going to roll onto our backs. Bring the tennis balls or peanut into the lower back. So find the hip bone again. We're working along that sacroiliac spine. So rolling down, lie on the mat, feet flat and knees bent. Lift up. In line with the hip bone, you'll find those two dimples on either side of the spine. I want you to breathe. Relax the head into the hands and just applying a nice deep pressure into that release, tuck and arch. When you tuck, we're breathing out. Breathe in, try and bring the tailbone onto the mat and breathe in. So you're creating space. Let's breathe into that space. Breathe out and tuck. So you're shortening the distance between the hips and the rib cage. Breathe in and arch. Breathe out and tuck. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And the last one. Hold it here and just focus on your breathing. If you want to lift the feet up, if it's not too tender, Then just tuck there. Breathe in and arch. If you're holding the tuck, just focus on your breathing. Keep going. Now make sure you're pushing the knees up to the ceiling on the tuck. So you're activating the glutes. I don't want to see this happening. Push up and tuck. So squeeze and activate the glutes. Breathe in and arch. Push up and tuck. Breathe in and arch. If you're in this position, tuck. Breathe in and arch. We're going to stay in this position, and I want you to keep one side of the peanut onto the dimple and the other side you're bringing onto the glutes. Now that same leg, so you're on the peanut is on the same side as the ankle that's crossing over the knee, and you're going to rock the peanut along that iliac spine, that posterior sacroiliac spine to the hip bone, towards the hip bone. Rock from side to side. So this is your position, and the peanut is moving from side to side, so releasing that area there. Rock side to side. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So bring the peanut onto the dimple on the side of the spine, and the glutes at the base. Press the ankle and rock from side to side. So focus on opening up into the hips. Are you breathing? 2 more. And the last one. Good. Release the foot. Bring the peanut underneath your neck. So not too high up yet. We're going to move up into the base of the skull. So I want the peanut right in the crook of the neck. And you're going to hold on to the peanut, and you're going to massage it up. So you're going to rotate the peanut, stretching into the neck. I want you to move the peanut up the back of the neck and rotate it. Now bring the peanut onto the base of the skull, and I want you to massage those occiput bones at the base of the skull. So you're not nodding the head, but you're shearing from side to side. So you're keeping contact with the peanut and moving from side to side. And you're going to release the peanut, hug the knees into the chest, extend your legs slightly, and rock yourself up into a seated position. Rocking around back onto the knees, and we're going to come into a push-up position and then move forward into a lunge. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Extend one leg, maybe bring the knees slightly closer together and then go into that extension. Then move the hands slightly further away. You're bringing the chest between the hands. Then you're coming back and you're tucking under. Then you're going to bring the chest back between the hands. From here, you're going to push off the mat and you're going to step that foot forward. We're coming into a lunge position and really stretching forward. Bring the hands back, lift the foot, lengthen back straight into your push-up. Come into your tuck, forward to the knee, chin to the chest. Back to your push-up. Push off the mat, step the foot forward, and reach into your lunge. That's 2. Keep going. We're going to do it 10, and tuck, push up, lift, and lunge. Good. Into your push-up, and tuck, push up, and lunge. Keep going for 5, and tuck, push up, and into your lunge. Keep going, another 5, and tuck, extend, push into your lunge. Good. Push up to tuck, push up and lift and lunge. 3 more. Push up, tuck, push up, lift and lunge. 2 more. Tuck, push up, lift and lunge. Last one. Push up, tuck, push up into lunge and hold it there. Curling the foot under at the back. I want you to lift off that supporting knee and bounce. Bounce. Reaching the arms there. Take them back and relax the shoulders. 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. From here, you've got 2 options now. Continue with the same movement. Otherwise, I want you to jump. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Let's lean forward like we did before. And you're going to rock and lift. Rock and lift. 3 and lift. Challenge your balance by looking down. Use that supporting ankle. 3 more. 2 more. And the last one. Good. Hands down. Back into your down dog position and bounce and stretch. Bounce and stretch. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in your short plank position. Continue with that movement for the second set. If you want to add that jump, challenge yourself and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Good. Step back and push back into down dog and bounce. Come back onto the knees and let's lift the other leg into our push-up position. Hands underneath the shoulders. Extend the leg. Now walk the hands forward. Coming into that push-up, chest between the hands. Into your tuck. Push up. Lift. Lunge forward. Nice deep breath into this movement. Lift the leg. Balance. Push up. Tuck. Push up. And lunge forward. That's 2. Coming to 3. Tuck. Push up. Lunge forward. 4. Tuck. Push up. And lunge forward. Good. Really engage those glutes. Push up. Lift. Lunge forward. 5. Tuck. Again, if that's as far as you can go, I want you to focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together. Then you open up across the shoulder blades. Push up and lift. 4 to go. Push up, good. 3. 2. Be aware of those shoulders. Don't let them ride up. I want you to rather squeeze the shoulder blades together at the back. Keep the shoulders down. And the last one. Push up into your lunge. Hold it there. Curl the back toes under. Lift up off the knee. Bounce. 3, 5, 6, 7. Tuck under and engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's add that jump. Optional, stick with the first option if you want to. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's rock forward and lift for 2. Keep holding it. 3. Keep going. 2 more. Drop back, hands down, into your down dog position. Just bounce into a nice backline stretch. Into your bend. 2. Let's add that jump. 1. Stick with the first option if you want to. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold it in that short plank position. Jump your feet to either side of the mat. Extend your arms forward. And coming into a seated position. Time for that TheraBand if you have one. Bring the band around the feet. Lower down onto the mat. And just catch your breath. Focus on breathing through the nose into that parasympathetic state. So just calm the body down. In this position, we're going to lift the knees and you're going to lengthen one leg out, resisting against the band, and you're going to bounce into this movement. We're going to do 10 knees together, 10 to the other side. Before we go into that position, I want you to bring the hands behind the head. Take a nice deep breath in. If you are taking any strain in the neck, bring the head down onto the mat in this position. If you can come into a chest lift, that'll challenge those stabilizers a little bit more. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, make sure the head is resting in the hands. Extend one leg and bounce. So you're bringing the knee to the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Relax the upper body. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, extend the other leg and lift up. Let's bounce. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice deep breath in. Lower down, breathe out. Lengthen and lift and bounce. Keep breathing. 5, 6, stay lifted. Keep breathing. 9 and 10. Good. Bend and release. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe in, breathe out, and into that extension. 1, 2. Keep breathing. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 2 more sets. Nice deep breath in. And breathe out. And lengthen for 10, 9. Keep breathing through the nose. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release. Breathe out and lift. Bend and extend. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Breathe. 9 and 10. Good. Both knees into the chest. Just hug them in. Keep the band where it is and release the feet onto the mat. Push the pelvis up. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Lift up and come into an arch. That's a nice deep breath in. Create space to breathe into. Breathe out. Shorten the distance between the hips and the rib cage. Tuck the tailbone under. Now you're ready for another in-breath. And push the pelvis up to the ceiling. And I want you to extend the arms and just focus on your breathing. Keep squeezing and lifting as much as you can. Pushing up, keep lifting. Don't let the tailbone drop down. Push up and lift. 3 more. 2 more. And the last one. Roll down through the spine. Lift the knees back up to the chest and extend the legs up. I want you to take both sides of the band. If you can't reach both sides, just take the front. And I want you to bounce into a nice stretch. So start off small. Try to keep the knees as straight as possible. And you're going to focus on trying to get those legs up above the head. Just a nice backline stretch. When you're ready, bring the legs up and bring them above you. If you want to keep bouncing, you can do that as well. It's up to you how far you want to take the movement. Keep breathing into it. And when you're ready, roll down through the spine. Let's bring the hands behind the knees and the thighs. Roll yourself up. Keep your band where it is. And lift up into a nice lifted position. You're coming forward onto your hands and knees. Come onto the elbows if you need to. So a similar movement we're going to do on the hands and knees. If you're not comfortable on your hands, if you have got any issues in the wrists, you can rotate onto the back again and do the same thing that we are doing in this position. You're tucking and coming forward, bringing the knee towards the chest, or should I rather say forehead, and you're bouncing there. So I don't want to see you moving up and down. You're tucking and you're bouncing into that, the knee to the forehead. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back into down dog. Tuck and round the spine into your plank position. Bring the knee forward and bounce. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more sets. Tuck and round. Knee and bounce. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice deep breath in. Just release. And the last 3. Tuck and round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push back and stretch. 2 more. Tuck and round. 1, 2. Are you breathing? 9, 10. Push back. Last set. Round and tuck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push back into down dog. Round and stay on both feet and drop down onto your chest. Let's bring the feet into the hands. Take the resistance band if you need to. And I want you to lift up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up across the chest into that seesaw motion. Keep going. And 3. Nice deep breath in through the nose. 2 more. Focus on as much on that out breath as the in breath. Last 1. Release the band. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Push up and move into your child's pose. Come forward again. Bring the forehead onto the hands. Relax the forehead and just wiggle the hips from side to side. This is a nice release for the spine. So feel the release moving up the spine, relaxing the shoulders, and you'll feel it into the shoulders as well. Roll onto your back. Have a nice big stretch. Yawn, release any tension in the jaw. Pandiculate, so just move the arms to one side, the legs to the other side. Just move around, wriggle, and have a nice stretch. Rock yourself into a seated position. Circle the shoulders up and back. Take a nice deep breath in and reach up and stretch. Thank you for joining me.